Come on. I'm Michelle McNabb, Librarian Manager of the Family History and Genealogy Center at the Danish Immigrant Museum in Elkhorn, Iowa. Today I'm going to relate some memories of Jørgen Christian Nielsen, an early Danish Mormon immigrant, as told to his granddaughter, Nina Carter Tucker, when he was in his 90s. Jørgen was born in Odense, Denmark in 1842. His mother was a stern, energetic, and businesslike woman, while his father was kind and free-hearted. His father never joined the Mormon Church, but did not object when the rest of his family converted to that faith. Jørgen's family apparently was not well off, for as a 6-year-old he began to earn his daily bread by working in a match factory, packing matches, for 3 cents a week. Not being very tall, he was placed on top of a box so he could reach the matches more comfortably. At the age of 7, he started attending public school. But each school day, he began by going to work at 6 a.m. in a tobacco factory, working there until 9 o'clock and then attending school until noon. After lunch, he again worked in the tobacco factory until 8 p.m. His special job was turning a wheel while a man manipulated the tobacco on a long table, making it into a twisted plug. At the age of 10, he left the tobacco factory and then he worked in a woolen mill. During Jørgen's 7 years of schooling, he attended classes 3 hours and worked 10 hours each day, every day except for Sundays and holidays. This was routine for the children of working-class families who wanted to keep the wolf of hunger from the door. At the age of 14, the children would be confirmed and were finished with school, whether they had learned anything or not. "Didn't you have any recreation?" I once asked him. "Yes," he replied. "There were times when my uncle, who was a gardener and florist in the king's service, would allow me to come and see the king's flowers. I guess he surmised my deep love for them. Not only flowers drew my attention, but also birds and trees, anything of nature. After the long, weary hours at the factory late at night, I'd steal away to the forest. There, in deep darkness and beautiful silence, I'd lie down on my back on the wet moss and leaves and stare up through those tall trees to the stars and wait until midnight when the nightingales would sing. I never saw one, but oh, I could completely forget all my woes when I heard them sing." "Didn't you have any fun?" I asked. He thought, and his expression gradually changed to a mischievous smile. "Well, there were trips that my mother sent me on to our village bake-ovens," he said. "I carried our loaves of bread placed on a board balanced on the top of my head. Being barefoot, I could run over the cobblestone road as nimble as a deer, and never once did I have an upset." He made a wry face. "I'll tell you, if I had, it would have been disastrous for me, for my mother was a frugal and stern woman." He cleared his throat and spread his fingers on the old rocking chair, and the mischievous smile returned. "Sometimes I was sent to the brewery vats for a bucket of broth for supper. I got pretty agile carrying that on my head, too. Then there was my grandmother. She lived off in the countryside, and on rare occasions my mother would let me go to her to do some work. She was easygoing, like my father, and let me hunt wildflowers in the marsh and snare pike along the riverbank. One day Father received word that grandmother was dying. 'Here, take this bucket of gruel to her,' my mother commanded me. 'But if she's dead, bring it back.' Well, I brought back the gruel, and grandmother's sheep as well." My mother could butcher an animal and never lose a drop of blood. She put every part of its carcass to good use. Even the excretion was saved and dug into the ground in our little backyard where Mother grew herbs and vegetables around the pear tree. Once, Mother missed a pear on the pear tree. She didn't ask us who took it or say a word about it. But early one morning she marched all 6 of us kids to the city's guillotine to watch a thief get beheaded." "They'd behead anyone for stealing?" I asked, horrified. "Just the men," said Jørgen. "The women, being of the weaker sex, were buried alive." At the time, Jørgen's granddaughter doubted the truth of her grandfather's story, but later she read in a National Geographic magazine that such was the law in Denmark in its early history. We'll continue with Jørgen Christian Nielsen's memoir next week. I'm Michelle McNabb from the Danish Immigrant Museum. Ha' det godt i dag.